Okay, let's pull a reading. Um, this reading is part of a series of why I started doing readings on YouTube. This reading is for the guys. Excuse the dog, but she's very excited about it. So, I already shuffled, and I have to tell you that through considering this reading, as I was on my way to shuffle, there was a lot of anger, like really palpable anger that I couldn't get away from. So if this shows up in the reading, it'll likely be swordsy. It'll likely be dark. So the bottom card is King of Wands. So the King of Wands is... I'm trying to think of a way to say this that doesn't sound like other tarot readers. The King of Wands is in many ways stoic, okay? And because this is for the boys, I want to make it as positive and helpful as possible. So the King of Wands is stoic. The King of Wands is a provider. The King of Wands is powerful. The King of Wands has a lot of respect. So the deltas are the King of Wands has trouble being vulnerable. The King of Wands often wants things to be a particular way, and it might not even make sense, but because it was their idea, it has to be that way. The King of Wands is struggling and is not at all at peace with his emotions. There's an uncenteredness about it, an unbalancedness about it. But in that uncentered unbalancedness is an incredible level of cockiness. Okay, so that's what we're starting out with in the bottom card. And let's just lay the cards out here. The King of Cups, the Queen of Cups, the Ten of Swords, the Chariot, and the Hierophant. And underneath that is the Lovers. I just had to pull one more card, and I'm actually going to put it down. So I usually pull 5, but I pull a gypsy reading, which is just however many cards I want. So there. Wow. So I definitely... Just to start with the energy, there is a lot of love being shared, being felt. A lot of love being felt. I am getting, with the Hierophant, for some reason I'm seeing that there is a repression of that love due to practical reasons. But I'm seeing a lot of love being felt, and I think that's amazing. And I think that, man, guys, if you're here and you're watching this and you're feeling these feelings and you're loving with your whole heart, and you feel the Queen of Cups and you feel the King of Cups and you feel a divine love within you, that is absolutely amazing. And that is why we're here on this planet, if you ask me. So good. Much different than that underlying energy that you're putting forth as the King of Wands. If this is what you're feeling versus the King of Wands is what you're showing, immediately, of course, I would say lean into this love that you're feeling. So with the Ten of Swords, is the only swords energy that's here, which is amazing. And there's not as much anger as I thought, and maybe it's me. So I need to have a real audit of my own emotions. But Ten of Swords is to just give you context, since this is for boys. Maybe this is your first tarot reading, but the 10 is the end of a cycle or of a thing or of a becoming, and that means that it's soon to be the beginning of something else. The 10, if you want to go by numbers, the 10 is the fastest energy as well in the tarot. So ones can be slower and methodical, and you go up to 10s and it's very fast. And you see the birds, and all I see here is the open, beautiful opportunities that lie ahead. That's what I see. Okay, so with the King of Cups and the Lovers on either side, I definitely see this love that you are feeling. And it's beautiful, but are you acting on it? The Chariot, if you just do a standard reading, and if I were right in front of you and there was only one person and not the potential of other people coming in on video, I would say you're ready to bring your love forward. You're ready to tell the person, or if it's not a person and it's a passion of life, you're ready to do that passion, and you're ready to make the moves toward this beautiful future you see. What I want to do is pull on the Ten of Swords, and I've been shuffling this whole time. The Hanged Man is the bottom energy, the Ace of Pentacles, and the Empress. Wow, okay. What in the world? On this, I don't feel a resonance with the Nine of Cups. So if it's there, it's there, but that doesn't really resonate with this reading very much. So sometimes I pull too many cards, and sometimes I pull an extra card just to be more explanatory. So slow moving, right? The Ace of Pentacles, the Empress, and the Six of Cups. So the Six of Cups often relates to long time love, to other lifetimes of love, to reincarnated soulmates, however far you want to personally take it. But the Six of Cups is like, the Six of Cups is that girl who you keep going back to, regardless of other things in your life. She's the girl who's always stuck by you. She's the girl who you feel a level of depth with that nobody else can compare. And sometimes, and she's also the Empress, by the way, and sometimes that level of depth can be too much, right? Sometimes we don't want to feel those feelings. So that's definitely what I'm getting off the Ten of Swords, is sometimes we don't want to feel those feelings of depth, and that woman, that girl who we always go back to, who we feel things that we've never felt with anyone else, and even if we try to find it in someone else, we can't. That level of depth can be scary, and I understand, but there is an incredible reward with that level of depth. And until you fully are vulnerable to it, you won't even understand the level of depth that you can get to. You're not even close to being there yet. So this is what the concern is. This is what the Ten of Swords is swordsy about. This is where anger is coming from. This is where self-sabotage is coming from, is from this connection that you know is a deep and strong connection that you're moving really slow with and you're not fully expressing. I think this is where the King of Wands is behind. But look at the opportunities that are around. So I'm going to shuffle and try to understand, clarify this Chariot, because that's, gosh, the Chariot, okay, for those who are new to this, the Chariot is going to, if it resonates with you, it's going to bring, if you are, if this is your reading and you are behind this movement and motion of love that needs to be expressed, that is crippling you because you can't express it, that's giving you 10 of Swords, that's making you self-sabotage, if you're behind this level of love, can you express it? Can you bring it forward? The Chariot says, yes, you can. The Chariot says you're going to. The Chariot says you're on your way to. The Chariot brings forward those emotions, brings forward, usually the Chariot will bring forward love. So in other readings, though, it can bring forward many things. So in the shuffle, we've got the Seven of Cups underneath. We've got the Page of Pentacles. In this deck, it's the Daughter of Pentacles. Yeah, and the Knight of Swords and the Magician. Wow, so this is, I'm getting so much good intention. Like you really want to bring it forward. Like you think that anything is possible if you can only do this one thing. Like if you can only bring this love to this person, that anything is possible. It's like you'll unlock a new cheat code if you just move towards this love. I think, does the new love, and excuse the dogs, but they're excited. Does this love make you feel a little bit like a child? Does this love make you feel a little bit smaller? That's okay. I mean, the only way that you can get through that is not to avoid it, is to actually express it and to be with that person and share those feelings. That's the only way to overcome. I will tell you, one of the greatest and sort of repetitive lines in history is that which challenges you is actually your path. That which frightens you is actually the way. And that goes back to the Stoics and everybody since. But we've said it in many different ways, but it's absolutely true. If it challenges you, if it is an obstacle, it's actually your path. So going forward and experiencing that to its fullest, being vulnerable in that, telling that person that that you feel small or you feel like a child with them, that will be the only way that you can overcome that. And you'll overcome it for life. I think that's what a lot of us don't realize, is that, maybe especially guys, is that there are definitely fears in emotions. There are fears of specific emotions, and you might be afraid to share But it's like anything else. It's like practicing the piano, or it's like practicing welding or carpentry or plumbing. The first time you take out, for example, if the first time you do tile work, okay, it's intimidating. The first time you make an expression of love or tell someone how you really feel or you're vulnerable, it's intimidating. But guess what? The next time, it feels so much easier. And it does with any kind of handiwork, and it does with emotions and sharing and vulnerability. The only thing that is stopping us is really ourselves, because people, especially those people who love you, are so much more receptive, understanding, and helpful than maybe you think they are. So I've got to say, if you're in this position where you feel like you really want to come in and amazing things could happen if you do, then take the leap of faith and go for it and tell them how you feel. Even get down to the details of the fact that you feel maybe like a child, or you feel small when you're around them. Just the fact that the motion, just the motion of uttering those feelings makes it so much better. Just makes them go away. There's I do transcendental meditation, and with transcendental meditation there's a mantra that we're individually given by our leader, let's say. And the mantra is individual for each person, and it's also secret. So no one other than me and the person who gave me the mantra know what my mantra is, and I don't speak it out loud, and I don't tell anyone what it is, because it holds space inside of me, and it helps call me back to that point, that meditative point. Okay, well, the same thing can happen in a negative way if you're holding on to words and thoughts and not expressing them and not letting them out and only keeping them to yourself. If they are toxic, if they are feelings and thoughts that should be shared, then keeping them to yourself and coming back to them is actually having a negative effect. So share your feelings. Life is short. Tell people that you care about them, and tell them the details. Tell them exactly how you feel around them. You might be shocked by the power that speech has to, you might be shocked by speaking the truth like that, how much power it takes away from those feelings, how deflated those feelings of fear become when you actually speak them into the universe and to your person. I think maybe a lot of you are talking to yourself actually right now. So I'm pulling on the Queen of Cups, and I just have a couple of cards for the Queen of Cups. The King of Swords. There are a lot of swords in here after all. The Four of Pentacles, and the Seven of Swords. So this love is secret. This love is definitely secret. And why are you spying on this person when you want to have a relationship with them? You see, again, here's the Burger King coming back. Really, this is the energy I get off the King of Swords, is this stoic, emotionless thing ready to jab somebody in the heart. And then this vision, you have incredible vision of this love that exists, and it's very powerful, and you want that so badly, but there's the secrets. There are the secrets. You are keeping this fully. Maybe you have expressed it a little bit to this person, but you haven't told them really what it's all about. I'm going to draw on the Lovers because I want to. It's a pretty hot card, right? It's pretty steamy. There's a lot going on right now. And there's a lot of fear, and there's a lot of uncertainty, and there's a lot of like, gosh, you guys, what, like how many angles of life are coming at you? How many ways do you have to prove yourself right now? How many people do you have to listen to? How many people are judging you? I understand. I'm empathetic. And I think that you have much more power to be in your own container and to be your own confident being than you think you do. So I'm going to, oh my gosh. Wow. So the Five of Pentacles is something, the Five of Pentacles, you can see that it's a sad rose. It's a dying rose. I think you have a pretty good idea of why that would be. It often has to do with love, even though it is pentacle based. It's cold in other decks, but this isn't the roses and rainbows of the lovers that I thought it would be. It seems like to get here, you think, it seems like to get here, no, not to get here. It seems like you have this idea that this will bring you pain. It seems like you have the idea that this being fulfillment and you finally getting to be with the one that you truly love and express and fully embrace being together. Some part of you, whether it's your childhood or your parents telling you or experiences watching your parents, whether you come from divorce or whether you come from, a history of infidelity or family infidelity, and were very aware of it as a child, you equate this joining of two souls, this beautiful thing, this lovers, this twin flame situation, the kids say, you equate that with a great deal of pain. You think that it is going to cause pain, whether it's for both of you or for you or for them. You think that one way or another it's going to cause pain. That this is all about you right here. This is holding you back from this. And I'm going to pull one more card because I think it's bullshit. I'm going to pull one card from the Light Seers deck. It's like it's like choosing one thing over the other. And you think that if you choose to be with this person, it'll bring pain. It'll bring pain and suffering in some way. And I think that's just way blown out of proportion. I think you need to calm your jets and really understand that people that you love, people who are worth a damn, people who you love and who love you back, want you to be happy. And so if you think that this is going to cause pain to someone for you to be happy, then it doesn't matter what they think. They don't really love you like that. And it doesn't matter what they think. And I'm sorry to say that, but some people that we are raised with or who are our friends, or some people in the situation of judging our lives, sometimes they're not really in it for our best interest. I hate to say that, but it's true and you know it. So I want to just feel like You know, you have to find your own path, obviously, but I will tell you that life is freaking short, and if you tie yourself to someone who doesn't have your best interest, or who doesn't consider your needs over theirs, then it's going to be an unhappy short life. That's what I think. Life can be really, really good. I definitely. Okay. So there's two cards here. I said I was going to draw one, but the Hanged Man. So all of this concern over causing pain after making this choice, knowing that this choice is available, knowing that you can go and get this love, this thing that makes you feel ways you didn't feel before, this thing that you've even kept secret from the person, this deep level of feeling, this fear that you have for this deep level of feeling and sharing your soul and your life with someone, you're not doing anything about it. It's all right there. It's all ready for you to act, and you for to bring that chariot. Magical things can happen if you bring that chariot. You're just holding on to it. You're just staying still in it. And then yeah. Instead, you're still doing a little spying while you're holding the ultimate love for them. You're still doing a little spying. You're doing a little research. You wonder if you can rationalize your way into doing this. You wonder if you should rationalize your way out of doing that. You study. You do mental calisthenics and mental masturbation until you're blue in the face. And all the while, the Ace of Cups is just sitting there, but it's leaking. So I recommend, because I use this deck and because of this imagery on this card, I really recommend, if I were to tell you anything, of course you can do anything you want, and tarot readings are just for fun. Don't take it too seriously. But what do you have to lose, really? Because let's say hypothetically that this, you put this aside. You say, I'm going to go chariot. I'm going to go in and tell this Empress, this soulmate that I have, my true feelings. I'm going to even get down to the details. I'm going to tell them that I feel vulnerable, that I feel like a little person, that I feel small, and that I believe in us and the magic that exists between us. And I haven't told you that to the full extent. If you go in and do that, and this actually happens, let's say worst case scenario, this happens and you make other people sad. If they are your people, they will come back. If they are your people, they will still be there later. If they are your people, even if you get hurt, if the other person gets hurt, it's all part of your life. It's all beautiful in the moment. And the people who are there, who actually support you, will come back or will be there the whole time and just waiting to help you. You know, there's a lot of jealousy. There's a lot of feelings. There's a lot of holding back because we haven't fully understood, haven't come to understand through either therapy or through other processes that we're very valuable on our own, and we're very, very valuable as intrinsically separate from everyone else. And it's not, I'm not saying you should live in a box on the railroad tracks. I'm saying we have this value of these human lives that come to us in a very brief way. And we are tied to other people when we are born. And as we grow up and as we learn things, we become more of ourself, and sometimes there becomes a divide between our true being and the people who either raised us or who were our friends when we were young. And I'm not saying you need to make new friends and alienate your family, but what I am saying is that the respect for your identity needs to exist. And if you're not feeling that, if you're not feeling that your identity and your desires and your autonomy are respected by your friends or family, consider drawing boundaries or consider letting them go. It's not easy, but in the end, what do you want to do? Do you want to be tied to someone else's image and expectation? Or do you want to live your fullest and best life? And gosh, if you think in any way that that choice would bring you a great amount of grief, or that you're in a deep level of swords about it, then don't do it. Just hang on to it. Think about it. The one thing I didn't draw was temperance, but as I draw cards, as I go through different readings, you'll see that temperance is really everywhere right now, and it's important to sit with things, right? So if you think that if I hit any sore spots and you've been considering this actually, then just continue to consider it. Don't move in swords. That's my advice. As you see these swords, when I said I was coming to this reading, I was feeling anger that I really had no reason to feel. So don't move in anger. Don't move in swords. Don't move with speed, and don't move without really feeling and really understanding what you're doing. But I think there's such a strong potential for you, and I think that you know that. And so that's where we're at. And I hope that this reading helped, if it resonated with you. And the comments are off on all my videos, but as I continue making them, I'm going to understand who's watching a little bit more. Right now it's just me, so these readings are probably going to be more resonant with me. So as I get an audience, I think I'll more understand where y'all are coming from. But yeah, I hope this helped. And remember, tarot readings are just for fun. Okay.